welcome back. This is the time of year where those sidewalks and roads get icy and snowy, and we've been showing video of it all hour long of people slipping and falling. And although sometimes you want to chuckle, it's kind of scary. And then you wonder who pays the medical bills. Well, Phil Harding is here from Harding and Associates. You're here every Friday answering our legal questions. And before we go into the topic of today, we have to mention a couple things about you. We have to show you off.
All right.
Is that okay?
I'm ready. I'm ready.
All right. You've been practicing law for 21 years.
21.
You're so wise. You were named a top 100 trial attorney for 4 years in a row, named a 5280 super lawyer. I love that one. And recently you were quoted as an expert in a USA Today article. And you were just listed as a top lawyer in Newsweek magazine. I have to show off your picture here. I hope it doesn't have a reflection. You're wearing almost the exact same thing, Phil.
You know, I
Did you do that on purpose?
I wanted to blend in today to see how it looked.
And they did no airbrushing on that picture. That's totally you.
I
You are
hope so.
extremely good looking. No, you have so many years of experience, and to be in Newsweek, that's big.
It is big.
That is big.
I'm proud of that.
I'm
Thank
proud
you.
of you.
Thanks.
That's awesome. So we are so privileged to have you on the show and to be talking about these legal topics. This weekend, as people are running around, I saw the forecast. There's going to be snow, so there might be some of those slips and falls. So you're going to take us through some of the ins and outs if you are involved in one of these accidents.
We are, and I think the first is be aware of your surroundings and look at what's going on. But let's talk a little bit about, because remember when everyone used to sue individuals and landlords and so forth when you're on the property of another, it used to be negligence, and you'd sue someone under negligence. And essentially what negligence means is that you are suing someone for not taking an act or not doing the proper thing. Now Colorado law has changed. You don't sue someone under negligence. You sue them under what's known as the Premise Liability Act. And in the Premise Liability Act, there are 3 different types of people. And let's talk about those 3 different types of people. Number 1 is a trespasser, and we all know what that is. The next one is a licensee, and the third is an invitee. So let's talk just what type of people these are. A licensee may be, and here's an example, if you're renting a property and you're inside that, you're considered a licensee to the individual, to the landlord. And an invitee is the highest known duty. And now let's talk about what duty is owed to each individual. For example, a licensee may recover for only damages which the landowner had actual knowledge of the danger and also wasn't ordinarily there. Now
What does that mean, ordinarily there?
Okay, so let's say you're inside your dwelling and you step on a nail.
Okay.
Now that could be ordinarily there. Something that's not ordinarily there would be if there is some sort of pet that you brought in or something like that that you could get hurt on. And it usually has to do when you're outside. And let's say if there's blasting going on or you're in a construction site, you ordinarily think some things would be there. And if you're a licensee on that property, at that point, they have to make safe for only things that they actually knew about.
Okay.
Another thing let's talk about an invitee. And I think we have a graphic for that so that you can see the duty that's owed there. And essentially what's owed to an invitee is they can recover damages caused by the landowner, and that is the landowner's unreasonable failure to exercise reasonable care to protect against dangers that they knew about or should have known about.
Okay.
And let's talk about what an invitee is.
Yeah.
An invitee is when you're on the property for the business of another. They're making money off of you. You're grocery shopping. You're in a shopping mall. That's the highest standard that is owed at that point.
Oh, really? Okay.
So at that point, it's what they knew of or what they should have known about, because they can't say, well, I didn't know about that nail sticking up, but if you get evidence that shows that had been up there for 3 weeks and 2 other people had complained about it, they should have known about that. The other thing is people want to know how they can recover. And some people have insurance, some people don't. But generally, what happens is people have homeowners insurance. And if someone gets injured on your property, there's generally med pay on that. And it's $5,000 or $10,000. And that $5,000 or $10,000 is paid regardless of who's at fault. So the insurance company's not even going to fight about that. After that, you have to either go to Medicaid, Medicare, or your own health insurance. And if you go to your own health insurance, remember how we've talked before about subrogation?
Oh, that word. Here it is again.
Subrogation,
We're plugging it in.
And so subrogation means if the health insurance if Medicaid, if Medicare paid for any of your damages, and your damages were caused by the negligence of another, they have a right to recover that. Now, under Medicaid and Medicare, there's a federal statute. So just be sure and give them notice. If it's your health insurance, you need to give notice to your health insurance as well. And one last thing I want to point out is, if you're injured, you do not want to sign a release for the other person's insurance company to get your medical records. And let me tell you why.
Yeah.
You know, when you get your bill from your health insurance and it says this is the amount that's billed, but we have contracted rate with your doctor, and this is the amount that's paid, which is substantially less, and your deductible is, let's say, $10. So you only have to show the other party's insurance company the amount billed, not the amount paid. Because doesn't it just make sense? Because you have health insurance, the other side doesn't get to benefit for that.
Okay.
So don't sign a release.
Don't sign a release and don't fall.
Don't
That'll save
fall.
you from all of this.
Right.
So if you have any questions for Phil Harding and his team, go to coloradosbest.tv, look for his photo, and click there, and you can submit your legal questions. He takes time to answer them personally, and he might even address your question right here on Colorado's Best. If you would like to contact Phil at his office, Harding & Associates, the number is 303-762-9500, or their website is hlaw.org.